Hi. Welcome to Shoulder Top. Time to share some success and, of course, time to avoid some failure. And let's bring in our risk manager. We got Ben today. Ben with the Muhammad Ali picture behind him. I love that picture. Ben, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Howdy. Feeling good today. I love that picture as well, especially when I go on broadcast. I get to see it. Usually it's right behind me, but that's Muhammad Ali, Leon Spinks 2, and touched
Ah,
up by
Leon.
an artist that I like a lot, Alec. I think he goes by Alec Monopoly. Yeah,
Nice,
very cool
nice,
stuff.
nice, nice. So you're going to
Yeah,
be
we got
bringing
a
us the
great
good, the
one
bad,
for
and
you
the
today.
ugly today?
Yeah. Plenty of each, actually. Lots of good trading, lots of bad trading. Tons of folks that hit a daily loss limit today. We had some people reaching out asking to expand loss limits, which is, in my opinion, never a good idea, especially on a day that you had already hit a loss limit. So, yeah, definitely good, bad, and the ugly. We'll dig into it. We can start out with some shout outs. Not
Okay.
that he needs
Real
any
quick
further
here,
praise.
Ben.
I don't. Go ahead.
Ben, real quick. We got a lot of new people here in our community, and they're probably wondering, well, how does this guy know what's going on? You're one of the risk managers, and if you can, real quick, Mick, what do you do behind the scenes as a risk manager?
Yeah, so I've been with Topstep for coming up on a year now. I started in trader support. I've been with the risk team for a little over 6 months now, and I have a background in trading options, stocks, futures as well. So it was kind of a natural fit for me to transition to the risk team. And we do a lot on the risk team. We help manage our live traders first and foremost. We've got uh, lots of live traders that are trading the markets across different brokerages. So monitoring those live boards, managing company level risk, talking to our live traders about adjusting risk parameters. Dakota kind of famously just increased his to a $9,000 daily loss limit and 30 contract position size limit. So he's trading exceptionally well, especially over the last month or so. So we expanded his. So working with our traders, trying to manage risk at that level, talking about ways that we can implement increased efficiency, automation, visibility, just putting the right tools in our traders' hands to help them
Cool.
succeed. So we
Right.
monitor those. We also monitor our express funded traders. Those are our traders that are in the sim environment but are eligible for payouts on those profits. So among a handful of other things, communicating with other departments, we got a lot going on. So that's what we do on the risk team. That's what I do. We've got a call up process for our XFA traders who are trading well that end up getting called up to a live environment. So we'll talk about some of those individuals today, and also give a few shout outs for the people that are trading well. Coach Dakota,
Nice.
being on that list. I know he was just on. He's up around 10,500. He may still have the
He's
position on that he was talking about. He did as we jumped on here, but something interesting about Dakota's account, I noticed he's flirting with $130,000 in his live account balance and hasn't taken a payout in that account in quite some time. So, Dakota, if you're listening, I would highly encourage you to take a payout there, brother. You have been crushing it, recovered well from a daily loss limit yesterday. You're stacking up your chips in a way that we see very infrequently. And just want to encourage you to go see the cashier. Take a little bit out, even if it's 5,000. You got room to stay north of that 100K mark and do something nice for yourself. Take a family member out to a nice dinner, or pay something off that you've got debt on, whatever it may be. Just do something good for yourself and take that money out. So, Dakota, another monstrous day today. We've also got Isaac Rivera, one of our live traders, up 4,500.
beautiful.
Vinkata, someone else we featured, up 3,500. And we've got two pretty significant standout XFA traders today. Dylan M is up 22,000 in his single XFA, and Jerry J is trading with us in three XFAs. He is up a total of $78,000 across those three accounts today. So I had to dig into that. That kind of jumped off the screen to me. So I went and dug into Jerry, what he's been up to. He's been trading the Nasdaq today, about 72 trades today. So very active and involved. But Jerry's a big swinger, if you couldn't tell from those numbers. Taking big cracks at the market, especially in an instrument like the NQ. You're going to have a lot of movement up and down. And he caught the right side of it today. So He's got 2 winning days currently in that XFA, 3 daily loss limit. So he's either playing to win or stopping out at that daily loss limit, which tells me one of two things is going to happen, right? This is his fourth winning day. As long as he locks in these profits, that would be a true crime to give away 78 grand. But locks in the profits for the day, and then he's going to have to post one more day of at least $200 or more to cash that out. So he's going to post a day where he makes that minimum $200 threshold and takes a really, really nice payout, or he's going to start to whittle away at that. That's really the two paths that we see consistently. So we're rooting for you, Jerry. We want to see you take a payout, take it nice and slow tomorrow, book a profitable day, and take a big chunk of change home. That's what we're wanting to see,
that.
and some pretty big numbers on the board today. And we can move into our first trading card.
All right, let's pull it up.
Pull up Sunish.
All right, Sunish, here it is.
You'll probably see some common themes across the cards that we're covering today, and I'll leave that to our audience to pick up on those, and I'll kind of recap those at the end. But Sunish is trading with us out of Kansas, Salinas, Kansas, and 150K XFA. All of these traders we're talking about today were just called up to live yesterday. So we had four accounts, four traders that were called up to live yesterday. Really good day for us, moving traders into live accounts. And he's trading the NASDAQ and the MNQ. Doing so very well, taking home an average P&L of $619 a day, and putting up 74% winning days, 68% winning trades. Those are good numbers. An area that we would like to see some improvement on is that reward to risk ratio being less than 1-to-1. So he's making less than he is risking on each trade, but averaging greater than 50% wins. And so he's coming out profitably. When you have a win rate of 70% or so, or a little bit less, and you're at less than a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio, you are going to have to, you're going to go through ups and downs, and you're going to have to walk away, near your P&L highs. You're going to have to make the decision at some point throughout the day to say, hey, I'm taking it home, I'm calling it a day, and I'm profitable. And that's something that Sunish does well. He actually does something I see very infrequently after looking at hundreds of these accounts a day. Sunish presses the gas very well on his winning days, and he recognizes the market is in his favor. It's in favor of his system. He is absolutely pressing that gas pedal down, and we see very high volumes of trades on his winning days. A lot of times it's the opposite. You see someone go on tilt, they're pressing the gas in the wrong direction.
Right.
They're chasing that loser, and all of a sudden they've blown the account on the day, where they might average 3 trades a day, and on the losing days they've got 15 trades. It's the exact opposite for Sunish. So really impressive characteristic of his trading that we really like to see is being, identifying early that the market's in your favor and pressing the gas. Sunish is taking $15,000 in payouts. Another big pro for us. We love seeing traders consistently taking payouts. That wasn't all in one payout. That's been steadily across a total of 35 trading days that Sunish has been with us. So another big pro, solid body of work. We're not just looking at 5 days or 10 trading days. Looking at a good sample size of what Sunish is capable of. And he's taking it home. So averaging 2 contracts per trade and about 28 trades a day. So that number skewed a little bit because, again, he might have 90 or 150 trades on his best winning days, but his average otherwise might be 10 to 15. So we love seeing that. And he takes losses pretty well. His worst day is less than the daily loss limit. So another really, really important characteristic we consider, not having daily loss limit days several in a row, or 3 out of 4 daily loss limit days. He's keeping it nice and tight, being comfortable, walking away, saying, hey, it's not my day, and I'm going to keep moving and live to play another day. So all really, really good stuff from Sunish. Happy to have him in the live account. One thing Sunish, if you're listening, I would recommend is setting a losing streak for yourself. So, and I mean by trade. So if you see yourself, you can pick the number, right? Go back and look at your statistics. But if you see yourself losing, let's call it 5 trades in a row, that might be the time to call it a day. That might be something you recognize, hey, I'm on the wrong side of this, and I need to call it a day before I go any lower. And to contrast that, his best winning days His best day was $5,000, a little bit more that he took home. On that day, he had a winning streak of 48 trades in a row. So the day that he took home 5 grand, he traded 48 winners in a row. That's statistically significant to say the least. That's really impressive. And shooters in basketball talk about that often. The rim of when you're in that zone, the rim looks like it's 10 feet wide and you can't miss. So again, he does a great job of pressing those winners. On the other side of that coin, take a look at your losing days, set a losing streak for yourself, and commit to that. Say, hey, I'm going to call it quits when I've lost 5 in a row, and that'll help manage that downside of the account. So overall, we're loving what we see from Sunish. And is there anything you picked up out of this, Eddie, when you were looking at that trading report?
Yeah, April 1st, he had a fantastic, spectacular day. I do notice here on the trade report that some of the days that he had started out negative, maybe took a few steps back, timed out, reevaluated, came back, and made some nice profits. A little over trading, but as far as the three that I see here, he's got himself back to positive. And that average that you're seeing here, average daily P&L 619, without that big $5,000 day, it'd probably be around maybe what $400, maybe around there somewhere. But consistency when he's right, a little possibly. I'm not really going to harp on it too much. A little over trading when he's wrong, but he has picked himself up on those wrong days and made them right. Good on. We can
Yeah,
move on to the next one.
yeah, let's do it. Next up, we've got Matt S. Matt's with us from New Jersey, Fairhaven, New Jersey. Um, he's trading the NASDAQ and gold contracts as well as the Nikkei. Shout out to our Nikkei traders. And he's been with us since 2016. So a Topstep OG, a certified Topstep OG, been with us since 2016. So he's been around the block. He knows our program, has seen us evolve, and he's evolved with us. Such that we want to call him up. We made the decision yesterday to call him up from his 150K XFA into a live account. Some similar statistics on certain levels to Sunish, 76% winning days, 67% winning trades. That's pretty close to in line with where Sunish was. He's averaging 38 trades per day, though, even more. So, when you get into that, 30, 40, 50 trade per day, that's difficult to manage. It's difficult to, log and review, right? You kind of got to go back through a market replay function or record your trades or, make shorthand notes in real time if you want to really track what you're taking and why. So something to be aware of, but Matt's taken $5,000 in payouts before getting transferred to live. Another huge bonus. We love seeing that. He is at a less than 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio as well. So taking home less money on his winners as compared to his losers. That's also reflected in his average winning day compared to his average losing day. Average winning day being 1558 versus average losing day of 2507. That being said, he put up a $10,000 428 profit day. So that's a big deal. That's double his worst trading day. So that's always something we factor in. What is your ceiling? How high do you push it? Similar to Sunish, how are you, pressing the gas when it's working for you? And can you, when the stars align, take home the bacon? And he's done that that day. He's had several other big winning days. A big positive for him. He takes home, on top of that $10,000 day, he took home 4 grand, a couple $3,000 winning days. So when you look at it relative to his daily loss limit, relative to his average losing day, he is outpacing those losing days with some considerable winners. So that's something that we definitely factor in and want to see. We want to see people putting up profits in those live accounts. I would say that probably the biggest area to focus would be reducing that P&L volatility. Now, that's kind of a broad recommendation, and it's certainly not. It's easier said than done. It's not something that you can easily go in and implement. There's a lot of ways to do it. Work on the risk to reduce the daily loss limit. So you can work with our risk team now that you are in a live account. You can reach out to us. You'll have a direct line to us, and we can communicate with you. I would love to see Matt communicate with us and say, hey, I want to start out, even though in a 150K account. I'm going to have a $3,000 daily loss limit. I want to start out at $1,500, my daily loss limit. I'll start there. I think that would really help. That's one piece that he could implement that I think would be very helpful, because then looking over his numbers in
Yeah.
that trade report, you can see that on those best days that he has, he's very rarely in the hole to start, right? He kind of makes money and just keeps making money. He doesn't really, a lot of traders just see him go in the hole, maybe 500, 1,000, then kind of pop
Right.
back up to 1,500 on the day. On his best days, he's making money and he keeps doing it. So
Yeah.
if you
Hey,
start
real
out the
quick here,
day, you
Ben.
can't catch them. Go ahead, Eddie.
Ben, real quick. We got Paul speaking here. I'm watching the wire. Just want to make sure everybody is aware. Probably be safe to see here. Check your positions if you need to be flat. Please be flat. All right. You don't have a position on, not know it, and he says something and the market just goes wonkers. So heads up on that. I'll be watching the wire. But Ben, I'm sorry about that. But
No problem at all.
please continue.
Jerome Powell speaks, and usually a big old doji candle is to follow. A lot of indecision and
Oh, you
trappy
should
action.
know.
So definitely, sit that out if you can. That's my personal take. When you got big news or something that moves markets like that, go ahead and get flat in front of it, resituate, pull your compass out, get your bearings, and then you can get back into the market in a place that makes sense and not exposing your account. So good call out, Eddie. Certainly.
You should bring.
Um,
Right.
yeah, so reducing that P&L volatility needs to be a focus for Matt, and just recognizing early. It seems like if he puts on a winner early, if it's a confidence thing, I'm not sure exactly what's going on up here, but clearly, when he starts winning, he continues to win, and he can put up some big days. So use that as an early kind of bellwether for yourself in your day trading, Matt. If you put up a couple winners to start, good. If you put up a couple losers to start, maybe cut your risk in half or just walk away for the day. So those are the
Yes.
recommendations. Outside of that, I can't see a whole lot different that I want to get out of Matt. Anything that stands out to you, Eddie, or that I mentioned you want to comment on?
You know what? I do see the 76% winning days, 67% winning trades. And sometimes we see that lower and good success also. And that sort of all circles around to good management, managing his account. And I really think that what I'm seeing here also is he is managing himself, right? Which is the first thing that you need to do: manage yourself and then manage your account. But Matt, I think that's a good trade. He's trading NASDAQ, gold, and Nikkei. And I hope to see he does very well. Keep us posted with Matt.
Yeah, certainly will. We expect to see him putting up some profits here very shortly once we get him all set up in the live account. So we can
Right.
we can skip on over to Justin. Justin E, another
There he is.
150K XFA trader that we ended up calling up to live. Made the decision to call him up to live yesterday. So he's been trading with us
Yeah,
since
somebody knows.
2023, relatively recent. Also out of New Jersey, so we got a pair of New Jersey live traders that we're
Is he?
bringing on board.
Hey, bada bing. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And
He's from Jersey, and I'm sure Ben, he knows what payouts are. He knows how to pay himself well.
that's
Um,
right.
and I'd love to see that.
One way or the other, we're getting the payout. That's the New Jersey way. So yeah, he's
Hey,
trading the Nasdaq and the MNQ. Nasdaq is our most popular product, so not surprising to see a lot of Nasdaq traders getting called up to live. Pretty similar number on the average daily P&L. Everyone that we've talked about so far has taken home roughly $600 a day on average. But his standout feature really is that 88% winning days. So almost 9 out of 10 days, he's walking away with profit. That's really impressive. That does a lot for your own psychology, the steadiness of your P&L curve over time. That's it's really impressive having that level of a winning day percentage accompanied by a 74% winning trade percentage. But he still has that. He got bit by that same bug as Sunish and Matt. He's got less than a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. And part of the selection of these traders was to highlight that feature, similar to what you just said, Eddie, being able to manage yourself. Being at a less than 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio is not necessarily a bad thing. Just something you have to be aware of. You're going to have to manage yourself, and you're going to have to know, okay, I've put together a significant string of winners. Probably time to call it a day. Probably time to walk away before I have a couple of losers and I give away half of my profits, because that's what those statistics tell us. When you're on a heater, you're on a long win streak. The losers tend to be a little bit larger, and they are statistically likely to come here relatively soon. So
Hmm.
Just be aware of that and manage yourself, manage your own emotions. But Justin obviously does an excellent job of that, walking away profitable 9 out of 10 days. So he's
Right.
averaging 2 contracts a trade, 4 trades a day, 14 trades a day. So he's trading the least on a trade number of trades basis of the guys we talked about so far. And he's taken uh, an aggressive $13,600 in payouts, paying himself almost every week, practically. So that he's been in the XFA. So love seeing that, booking a lot of profitable days, taking as much payouts as you possibly can as you go along. That's the right way to do it, in my opinion. That's what we love seeing, and ultimately, what everyone's here to do is not move numbers around on a screen. It's to get a nice payout and improve your life, your overall quality of life, and those around you. So taking payouts is always a good thing. Pretty big disparity on the average winning day and the average losing day. Average winning day being $900 and the average loser being 1,700. So that's back to that point earlier of manage your account, manage your emotions and yourself, and recognize, sometimes I can't let go of those losers quick enough. And I'm on a hot win streak. It's time to walk away. Uh, his
Right.
best day so far has been just over 4,000, and he's traded 32 days. So we got 3 traders that have traded very profitably over a considerable amount of time that we're talking about today. Eddie, it looks like you got a thought on that.
Yeah, I gotta. Am I smoking? Is there? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, for those that are listening and wondering, what do I need to do? How do I need to do that? The thing is, I'm looking at these trade reports, and these traders are putting up $360, 250, $300. These are all separate days, 392, 311. Of course, they've got bigger days, okay, where they're seeing the market a little bit better, the market's moving a little bit better. But this is what you need to really do and commit to it is small profits add up. These small profits, now he was trading how many days? 32 days. So
32.
that's a month of work. Okay. But he's paid himself out in this account. Let's see here. Yeah. So the thing is, traders and so forth, don't be pulling out the big wood looking for the home run. My God, base hits. It's in black and white here right now. That's what you need to do. And if you want to pull out that home run bat, wait until you got that foundation down. Wait until you've got that safety net, that cushion, the amount of P&L where if you do swing and miss with the home run bat, and you do take that account down, you're not busting it, and you still have a chance the next day to trade. So keep that in
That's right.
mind. Very consistent here with Justin's trades. I like what's going on here, and I'm glad that you guys brought him up, brought these traders up because their management is very well. They're not getting greedy. I don't see anything in any of these trade reports. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an important point, Eddie. Like you're saying, we of course we highlight big winning days. They're eye popping. They're exciting. That's what everyone does this for, right? You want to be able to take home a considerable amount of money that maybe wouldn't be at your normal job, or even if you're working 2 jobs. That's the whole point of trading, is to make considerable money. However, so many people, I think, jump in. And I actually saw a really interesting quote from, I think it was a tweet from Lance Brightstein, who's formerly I think he works with SMB now in kind of a consulting manner. But he said so often people are talking about trading psychology and how to, trading in the zone, Mark Douglas's book, and how much emphasis is put on that versus how much emphasis is put on actually having an edge in the markets, right? Actually studying the setup, something that has a positive expectancy, and that's what so often we see traders blow up from is, they're taking big swings at just an ordinary day. Like if you've been, loading up thinking you're going to get a trend day in the NASDAQ today, as an example, you've been getting crushed, right? But
Mhm.
finding ways to define the variables around what are the criteria for an A+ setup for me, and how am I going to increase my size into that? That's what you need to be really studying and really researching and working with our coaching staff, and just learning more about yourself, so that when that big fat pitch does finally come across the plate, okay, you've got your bat in your hand and you're ready to do it. But you certainly shouldn't be expecting that every single day. Matt does a great job of that. I think the trader we were just our second trader we featured today, he's got pretty steady days, and then all of a sudden, boom, 4,000, boom, 10,000. Justin, same thing. You're rattling off 200, 300, 400, and then all of a sudden he's got $2,500 day. So the excellent traders, the steady traders that don't blow up, that don't just hit big days and then blow up, that's what they're doing. In the background, they're taking it nice and light, taking small bites out of the market until all the stars align for what their core setup is and what their A plus setup is, and then taking a swing at that. So really important, but yeah, lots of commonalities across these traders we talked about today, and we're really excited to have all of them in the live account stable, and look forward to them taking some serious payouts. So, anything else you have to add, Eddie?
No, I'm glad you brought up some positivities here and examples on what traders need to do. No, that's not the only path to success, but it's one that I know that Ben says he looks over probably 1,000 trade reports a week. I'm up in that number too, just doing the one-on-ones and so forth. And greed's a factor. Greed's a nasty, nasty factor in sabotaging your account. And these accounts today, these trade reports I saw, didn't really see it at all. And if you can eliminate that, eliminate emotional trading, eliminate revenge trading. I know it's easy to say, but it is a bitch to do. But if you can contain, and if you are seeing what you're doing, if you're seeing a revenge trade, if you're seeing anything that you shouldn't be doing, the greed factor, I need to get more. Let's get more. Ask yourself the question: do I really need to do that? All right. If you get a good answer, then fine, proceed. If not, if you're like sort of, well, I don't know, it's best to just call it. So, but anyway, Ben, this has been very educational for me. I love seeing the trade reports that we share with traders, and keep up the great work. You guys are doing a great job. And gosh darn it, if I need a call, by all means, call me up and tell me what I need to do.
Okay, we will. We keep a close eye on all our Top Step TV personalities trading as well. So have no fear. You'll get a shoulder tap if you're getting out of line as well. We got you, Eddie.
Either that or a kick in the ass, one of the two. I'm up for both. All right, Ben. All right, we're going to be right back here with group coaching. I don't see the pin here in the chat, but I think we might put it. Group coaching, JD and Robert. I'm going to go grab a ham sandwich. I'm going to watch this one. But Ben, you have a great day. Thanks for being with us there. We're going to take a time out and be right back with group coaching.